Well, thank you, Mark, for that introduction and for welcoming me here to Sydney today. I would also like to recognize my colleague, MP Roger Cuzner, who joins us here as well, and of course, the mayor of this great city. Great to have you here, Mayor. I can say that Mark and Roger are about my two favorite members of Parliament in Ottawa, and I can tell you, I think Mark's being polite. He said he'd give me a poke in the ribs. I call it a kick in the patoot. Let's be clear, that's what's happening. But to be here with veterans, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames and messieurs, I have been looking forward to this day since I was first sworn in as Minister of Veterans Affairs and Associate Minister of National Defense. It is no secret that I'm here today to announce that the Veterans Affairs Office that was closed under the former administration will once again open its doors. In November of this year, where we stand today at the old Sydney Courthouse, an office will permanently open to give veterans the in-person services and help that they need. The Prime Minister gave me an aggressive mandate to do more for Canada's veterans, which means bringing improvement in areas that matter to them: financial security and independence, education and employment opportunities, mental and physical well-being. We have worked hard to make it happen as quickly as possible. By the time the office on the first floor here is up and running in November, around 2,200 veterans and other clients in Sydney will be served by approximately 15 employees and will respond to questions about the services and benefits, help complete applications, and conduct pension and medical examinations. It is also a place where the around 146 veterans who are case managed will be able to meet in person with their case manager, which is highly, highly important to their success. The office opening is significant and important as we work on improving the transition experience of those who release from military service. My department is working closely with Public Services and Procurement Canada to ensure that the office space is secured and ready to go so we can open all remaining offices as quickly and efficiently as possible. These other offices will be open between now and next May, so we're working very hard to do that. Veterans told us that these offices were important to them, important to their families, and important to their communities, and we responded. One of the other things veterans told us is that we need to hire more case managers to better support them and their family members. Once again, we have responded. As of May 2016, more than 250 frontline employees have been hired. The number of new employees hired will continue to grow to 400 in total as we fulfill our promise to provide veterans and their families with the support they need where and when they need it. These new case managers will ensure that veterans have a more successful transition to civilian life, as each case manager will serve approximately 25 to 1 individual. This is a real substantial increase. We were seeing, when I first came in as Minister of Veterans Affairs, some case managers who had 40, even 50 to 1 case managers to individual. We think they deserve better, and that's what we're delivering. In my hometown of Calgary, just last week, I attended an event at the Legion in support of Afghan veteran Trevor Green, who is a Canadian hero who sustained severe injuries while serving this great nation. As a result, he became permanently disabled. He said very positive things about the support he and his family have received from the department, which is always a treat to hear. But his remarks about the caseworker were what stuck with me. Trevor thanked her. He spoke of how she treated him like a son and how that brought him great comfort during his recovery and in finding his new normal, while receiving continuing services and benefits from Veterans Affairs on an ongoing basis. It gave me great comfort and pride to hear about the people that serve Canada's veterans and ensure that they are getting the care they need in very difficult and complex cases. I think we need a round of applause for all people who work in Veterans Affairs Canada, doing great work here for us. I myself know firsthand how important the work of case managers is. And when I heard the huge difference this person made in the life of Trevor and his family, it reconfirmed just how important it is that we support them and ensure they have a reasonable workload so they can treat their clients with the care, compassion, and respect that they deserve. The former government cut almost 1/3 of the frontline staff, and we have hired back more than 250 and will continue to hire more. Hiring these frontline employees and opening up offices are both direct action items related to Budget 2016. Additionally, we committed $5.6 billion in the budget in a bold and aggressive move to improve veterans' benefits and services available to them. We are closing a number of current gaps in the system, restoring critical access to service, and improving the long-term financial security and independence of ill and injured veterans and their families in a fair and equitable fashion. We are making significant investments to ensure financial security and independence of veterans with the challenges as they make the transition to civilian life. By making changes and improvements to the disability award, the earnings loss benefit, and permanent impairment allowance, we are putting more money in veterans and their families' pockets. By deliberately packaging these improvements together, we are helping veterans and their families get ahead in life and ensuring that no one falls through the cracks. When military service is prematurely ended, we are determined to do all we can to support our courageous men and women through their struggles. I understand the challenges a person faces when tragedy strikes, when injury and illness take their toll. And I would not be here today without the support of others, as well as help from various levels of government and initiatives of frontline public servants. Canada's veterans need to know that when their service to our country has ended, we are there for them. They need to know that they are not alone, and that they need to know we are going to do everything we can to help get them their new normal and their success to civilian life. Our approach as we open offices, renew financial benefits, and other systems to improve their lives is rooted in the core values of care, compassion, and respect for those who have served and for their families and the survivors. We'll show compassion for their needs. We respect them both in our day-to-day work as well as honoring their sacrifices through commemoration. The goal, of course, is to ensure that military personnel have the support in place for an optimal transition to civilian life, and that veterans and families know they have ongoing resources to help them overcome their challenges. Let me close by saying it is a true joy to be here in Sydney today. It is my partner and I's favorite place on the earth outside of Calgary. Being in Nova Scotia warms our heart. It's got great people, great camaraderie, great veterans. The last thing I'd like to say, I was born in 1969, and I have lived in peace and security my entire life. That's a result of men and women who have served this great beach, from Vimy Ridge to Juno Beach, to our efforts in Korea, through our peacekeeping missions, through the 50s, 60s, 70s, and ongoing, from the Gulf War to Afghanistan, to our current efforts in the Middle East. It's a true honor to be here and to be with men and women who have served this great nation. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and this is not only a symbol, but a commitment from our government to do better for veterans and their families. Thank you so much.